Good morning and welcome back to our blog. My name is Jordan Weber. I'm the marketing manager here at Sages. Today we want to talk about the new standards for 5G, which have actually just been released by the 3GPP. These are the same industry collaboration that put out the standards for 4G. So we're going to talk a little bit about the evolution of 3G to 4G to 5G and so on, as well as some interesting facts that we've heard so far about 5G. So let's get into it.
Ring, 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 banana phone.
1G came out in the late 70s, 80s. That was kind of characterized at that time by those brick-style bag phones. You've seen, if you've seen Gordon Gekko's cell phone in Wall Street, you kind of know the type of device I'm talking about. These kind of devices offered only analog voice service. It would be until about closer to the 90s where we'd get to 2G. Many carriers still, were very segmented. They backed their own towers, didn't really work very nicely together, but the speeds did improve. And around this time, you start to see download speeds of about 64 kilobits per second on a 2G signal. When you get into 3G, then we're talking about sort of the early to mid 2000s when data streaming has become the norm. There's more standardization in your networks. Again, we see speeds kind of going up, reliability is going up, coverage is going up. And 3G, we started to see peak download speeds of about 2 megabytes per second. So there is sort of that exponential rise. 4G networks also made vast improvements when they came out. They improved on data streaming, network bandwidth, network standardization, network reach and coverage, all of course improved as well. And we started seeing peak download speeds of close to 100 megabytes per second. Now, 5G. 5G is predicted to be out around 2020. The 3GPP, as we mentioned earlier, has just released the standards recently for 5G signals and what they need to measure up to be considered fifth generation mobile carrier signals. So you want to think of this as a goalpost for carriers like AT&T, Verizon, and all them. If their signals don't hit the mark and meet these set of standardizations, they can't call it 5G. So this is very, very important that their networks are up to par and up to speed as fast as possible, if they want to stay competitive, of course. 5G will incorporate existing 4G LTE networks, but it will require some new radios for them to utilize and leverage those networks properly. So like I said, there is going to be some time and there's got to be some infrastructure installed for this all to work properly. Another interesting thing about 5G networks is they're going to allow carriers to take advantage of something called carrier aggregation. I mean, essentially what this is going to allow them to do is make much more efficient use of the spectrum of radio signals that are allotted to mobile devices. You can pack more signals in there and kind of generally increase bandwidth and speed for everyone on the network. For everyone who's very excited about having a refrigerator that's going to talk to them, 5G is also going to have support for IoT built directly in. So smart home devices, refrigerators, toys, security systems alike will be able to leverage 5G really to a great extent and make a lot of use of that bandwidth right there. And we're going to save the best for last. Interruption service are going to be much, much less common as you're going to have much more consistent coverage. At least that's the promise of 5G. Last but not least, the speed. Some people are putting the estimates for download speeds on 5G around 20 gigs a second, some even as high as 35 gig a second, perfect conditions. But by comparison, that's the ability of downloading an HD movie in less than a second. Another thing to bear in mind as we take a look at some of these speed ratings is that it's very likely that 5G could do for streaming video what 3 and 4G did for streaming audio to your phone. Now, we've also included links to the standards for 5G on the 3GPP website. We've included that link in the body, in the comments section of this YouTube video, as well as the body of the blog on our website. So check that link. We've included a couple other helpful ones that kind of just draw some comparisons and some of the background research that we found while putting together this list. Once again, my name is Jordan Weber. I'm the marketing manager here at Sages. If you have any questions or comments or ideas for future blog videos, we'd love to hear them. You can email marketing@sages.com. Again, we'd love to hear your feedback. Have a great day. We'll look forward to talking to you next time.